very quick green here in Miami Beach. First SBI race of the season. The Muscle and Super V, your leader right now. There's Instigator on the inside. The Muscle with a slight lead here in the early moments of this race. There's Instigator on the inside and Jaws. And on the outside of Jaws is Pier 57. They are battling there on the outside. Jaws and Pier 57. Jaws there on the outside. Pier 57 on the far outside. Jaws, of course, a 46-foot skater. Pier 57, a 42-foot fountain system. On board Pier 57, it's David Woods, the driver. Art Lilly, the throttle man. Let's go on board now. On board, Jaws. Mark Herman and Dave Wesseldike, driver and throttle man. 46-foot skater.
Here comes Pier 57 on the right.
This is the start turn.
Yeah, we're
go
not...
to the next set of buoys.
Huh?
We got to go to the next set of buoys.
Yeah. Okay. We'll push him out a little bit here.
Jaws and Pier 57 will battle there going on in Superboat Unlimited. Going into the first turn, Jaws and Pier 57. Great little battle going on here in the early stages of the race between Jaws and Pier 57 on the far outside. Jaws and Pier 57 battling it out here in Superboat Unlimited. Pier 57 making a move there on the outside. There's a Reverie boat coming now with Kel Roki and Jim Dyke Reverie. And there's a Jason Priestley boat going across the lane, spraying down Jaws and hitting the Pier 57 boat. We've got a collision there. Uh-oh, what's going on there? Let's see that one more time. Reverie coming down in the middle. And now we've got the Jason Priestley boat on the inside going across, hosing down Jaws, heading into Pier 57, and we've got a collision. Pier 57 has been hit. All right, now let's see that one more time in slow motion. As we said, we've got a major collision here. There we've got Reverie coming through. Reverie, a 43-foot Douglas Marine skater with Kel Roki and Jim Dyke coming through. Jason Priestley boat on the inside from 90210 fame. Jason Priestley, the driver of that boat, coming through from the inside, going across, spraying down Jaws, you can see. Continues to go across, goes behind Reverie, and heads for Pier 57. Pier 57, of course, David Woods and Art Lilly on board, driver and throttle man. And there you see the collision, a major collision, a serious collision between these two boats. The Jason Priestley Racing Team and Pier 57. Dan Campbell also on board the Jason Priestley Racing Team. He is a throttle man. On board Jaws now. Let's listen in.
All right. Got one boat on the inside, so keep our lane right here. Watch Campbell, son of a bitch. Where the he going? Holy shit. Come on. What the was he doing?
Man, he hit Pier 57.
Did he really?
He hit him. Okay, put it to it. Rock and roll.
There heard Mark Herman expressing his feelings about what just occurred. Mark Herman, the driver, Dave Wesseldike, the throttle man on board Jaws. Right after this mishap between Pier 57 and the Jason Priestley Racing Team. Carlos and Charlie's is in third place, but at the start, Carlos and Charlie's was right up there, so they really should be in a better position. Well, In a short moment, we're going to go aboard Carlos and Charlie's and find out what might have happened right after the green flag, if they ran into any sort of problem. Carlos and Charlie's will be going aboard with Jack Carmody and Art Lilly to possibly find an explanation for the position that they are in right now. Let's go aboard Carlos and Charlie's.
Wheels down! What? Steering wheel came off. Damn it. Right there? Yeah, go. Fucking steering wheel came off. Go ahead. I'm trying, Jack. Son of a bitch.
Well, there you have it. The steering wheel coming off slowed them down, as you can see. Quite a surprise to Mr. Jack Carmody and Art Lilly. Just about slowed them down to a complete stop, but now they are back on track and in third place and moving along.
Put it off! Put the heavens down! We're gonna get on it. Watch the water. It's gonna get snotty. I got it. I got it. I got it.
Skater is really flying. Let's see it again. Incredible jump. Look at the height on that boat. Coming down, no problems, back in control. Team scream, nice job by Mark Rickwald and Rick Marola. Nice throttling there. Fine.
There's a boat up there too. See him? Beside Dram Buoy.
That's Dram Buoy right there.
Hey, what do you want me to do with this guy? Take him on the inside or the outside?
Just go on the inside. Wait till we slow up, though.
Yep. Okay, slow her down. Slow her down. Let me turn this tight so we don't have to go way out there. Easy, Bob.
Follow me, 6.
Another nice jump. There's Purple Haze on the outside. Purple Haze battle here in Factory 1. Purple Haze and Pantera battling there, as you can see, in Factory 1. Let's see that in slow motion, all jumping basically at the same time. Nice shot. Everyone in control, no problem. Rough waters, as you can see here in Daytona Beach. Great battle going on there in Factory 1 class. Purple Haze and Pantera fighting the elements here in Daytona. Nice jump there by the Pantera racing team. Right back to regular action here. Pantera in second place. Purple Haze in first.
Shit. Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right. Right up on that boat. Right up on that boat. Woo! Shit. Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you got it? Got that flip. Got it flip. Hang with him, hang with him, hang with him.